Well, folks, let's move it along here and give you the starting lineup for the Cherry Breaker 63. Remember, this is a race for drivers that have never won a SUPRS Winged Super Modified feature. Time trials are done, the redraw has been completed, and here's how we're lining them up. Starting on the pole from Fort Mill, South Carolina, driving the NH Autosport number 24, it's Jeff Grumpy Bivens. Bivens in the 24 starts on the pole. Driving out or going from outside row number one from Fulton, New York. This driver has one Supers win in a non-wing Super Modified, so he's eligible to run this race tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the driver of the Bellinger's Auto, Orange Crate Brewing number 02, Kyle Perry. Perry in the 02 starts second. Starting in third position, keep your eyes on this guy. He set fast time here tonight with a 12:02.7. He hails from Wilmington, Delaware, sponsored by U. Racing and Heatfinder.net. It's the Bandit, Henry K. Henry Kelleher in the 43. Outside of the fourth row from Goshen, Indiana, making his first super start here tonight, driving the Smoky Bones Homestyle Cookin' Master Brand car, it's Danny Ray. Dapper Danny Ray starting fourth here tonight at Madera Speedway. This is the NASCAR Heat sim racing platform. Field getting slowed down there as the vid car from Hairbag Studios pulls to the pit area, as well as your race directors. Bivens and Perry, the 24 and the 02. Now Perry has been a Supers member for quite some time. Started when he was real young, went to college, and got his life rolling there. And now he's back racing. Has been racing a dirt modified for a few years, or a year or two as well. Jeff Grumpy Bivens, you'll see his name all the time at the Heatfinder.net, as well as Bandit. Bandit had a good run this past Saturday in a modified race with Heatfinder, running the vintage modifieds. Later on, we'll have the modifieds coming up. Now the field's rolling. This will be an exciting one, folks. Keep your eyes on these guys going. Remember, this is a lot of them really getting going, looking for their first win as they come off of turn 4. All kinds of jumbled up. Here they go. The green flag flies, and we're racing right away. Kyle Perry with trouble. He chops back, and looks like it's going to be Bandit into the lead coming out of turn 4, but Grumpy's fighting back. Here comes Perry on the outside, and already Perry with action down in turn number 1. Perry drops back to third. Bandit in the lead. Troubles for Danny Ray as he's having troubles through the corner. The field goes by. Up front, it's all Henry Kelleher. The Bandit leading this one in the number 43. Bivens hits the front stretch wall. Perry tries to get around him. Great sportsmanship there. He could have dumped Bivens, but he stayed right there, and there's a good race going on. In car now with Jeff Grumpy Bivens as you see him on the front stretch, and there goes Kyle Perry by. Perry now into second as the Bandit, Henry Kelleher, comes up to put a lap on Danny Ray. Perry will be next in line. Perry's about full 4 seconds. Oh, and Perry drills the back end of Danny. Apparently didn't see him coming up. Bivens as well into the back of Ray. Guy's having trouble finding a place to pass, apparently. Check out that beautiful blue and red number 43 of the Bandit. Henry Kelleher with the lead. Looking pretty good out there at Madera. He'll be running the modified race here after the Cherry Breaker 63 for non-winners. Kyle Perry 3.7 seconds behind in the 0-2. Perry out of Fulton, New York. Also planning on running the modified race next. Then back to Bivens. He's back about 2.5 seconds behind. Still on the lead lap though. Grumpy's rolling out there. In car with Kyle Perry. Young guy now Fulton, New York. And Bivens as well. You can see now Perry coming up to put another lap on Danny Ray. Goes to the outside this time and misses him. Nice job there by Danny Ray to move down to the bottom and let the faster cars go. Driver out of Goshen, Indiana, making his first super start, over 70 years old. Saw the super modifieds for the first time at Berlin Raceway in Marne, Michigan. Oh, action on the front stretch between Ray and Bivens. Now Bivens gets past Ray there as a lap car. Oh, look at that shot. That nose angle from Hairbag Studios. How can you beat it? Going up close and personal, the NASCAR Heat Super Modifieds at Madera Speedway. But Bivens is about to go a lap down because here comes the Bandit. They're on the same straightaway. Now they're going down the back chute. Bivens goes down the back stretch here at Madera, and here comes the Bandit. Oh, Bivens into the front stretch wall. Oh, look out. Look out, Bandit. Look out. His Heat Finder teammate. Bivens in the Carolina Panthers colors here tonight. Sponsored by NH Autosport. A Heat Finder regular. And the Bandit's trying to figure out a way around him. Picking and choosing. He looks to the low side. There he goes. Nice job by Grumpy. He lays over as a lap car. And now 2 cars on the lead lap here in this 4-car race for non-winners. You're watching the Cherry Breaker 63. His Bivens in the front stretch wall hard. He keeps it up there. Oh, he almost goes to the pits. Oh, I think he's backing up. He may be going for a tri-tip sandwich. It looks like he's headed to the concession stands. Bivens with problems. He looks like he's out of this one. That moves Danny Ray up into, well, he's still 4th. If Bivens can't get going, Ray's 3 laps behind Bivens. Kyle Perry working on running down your leader, Henry Kelleher. 3.3 seconds behind is Kyle Perry. Bandit has this one wound up in the number 43 Allegresso chassis. 35 laps to go here at the Cherry Breaker 63. The Bandit coming up to lap Danny Ray. Hey, if you're just joining us, this is a SUPRS broadcasting network. We're on Twitch and supers.net. Getting started here with the final races of the season. Winding up our 16th Super Modified Sim Racing season. And we're at Madera Speedway to close it out. Starting out with Monday, Madera Madness with NASCAR Heat Super Modifieds. And coming up later in the broadcast, the SUPRS Heat Modified Tour with NASCAR Tour Type Modifieds. Rave going very slow down in the corners. It looks like he may have jumped out of gear there. Nice lap so far by the Bandit, 11.987. He was your fast qualifier. Driver of the number 43, Henry Kelleher, out of Wilmington, Delaware, turning in a lap of 12.027. We've got a lot of cars entering turn number 3 right now as Jeff Bivens is back on track, and your leader has some trouble with Danny Ray. That was nearly disaster. Kyle Perry drops now as he tries to get around Ray. He had that lead, down to about 3.3 seconds. Now it's back up to 5.5. So Kyle Perry, even though he has more experience in the super modifieds than Kelleher, struggling out there tonight at Madera. Woo, that was close on the front stretch. Well, Bivens got his tri-tip sandwich and some ice-cold beverage down the concession stand outside of turn 1 and 2, just like the real Madera, and he's back on track now, feeling refreshed. Oh, look at this. Oh, trouble for your leader down in turn 1, and Bivens is as well with Danny Ray. Those two get together. You know, that's a great thing about virtual racing, folks. You can knock and bang, and it doesn't cost you a thing. Kelleher now a lap up on the field with 28 laps to go. Oh, it looks like Danny Ray is parking it for the night. He's parked it at Victory Lane. Even though he hasn't won, he's going to celebrate starting his first super modified feature with Supers. Danny Ray out of this one. Or he could be stopping to get some Smoky Bones home-style cooking. She got some potato salad tonight. Meanwhile, up front, it's still the Bandit, Henry Kelleher, with the lead. 18 laps to go, and the Cherry Breaker 63 for drivers that have never won a Supers Wing Super Modified feature. You get a good look at that 43. You can see the wing moving on that. Something that nobody else has done in Super Modified Sim Racing. Supers bringing it first back in 2008. Look at that beautiful race car out there. Got the Essex Seafood sponsorship on it. We guarantee the Bandit will be eating some crab cakes and celebrating with a beverage. He can finish this one off with a win. Oh, it looks like Ray has refreshed himself and he is back on the track. So maybe Jeff Bivens giving him some tips about the tri-tip sandwiches and the ice-cold Pepsi Cola products outside turn 1 that are served at Madera Speedway. Danny taking advantage of that, and now he's refreshed and he's back on the track. Poof, just like that. Aren't computer games great? Kyle Perry in the 0-2 continues to run second here at Madera with 13 laps to go. Perry in that black 0-2, sponsored by Orange Crate Brewing Company and Bellinger's Auto Service. His dad, a crew member on the real race car owned by Eddie Bellinger, the great Oswego Speedway champion and International Classic winner. Perry's run some pretty good laps. He just can't put them together, string them together. A 12.032, his best lap. As Danny Ray on the front stretch, Perry's trying to figure out a way around him. And the way that car of Danny Ray is swerving, he may have gotten some ice-cold Budweiser at the concession stand. Woo, he's all over the place. There goes Perry. And here comes the Bandit into heavy lap traffic with 7 to go. Now, will he stay hammered down, or will he know that he's got a lap up on the field? Well, actually, no, he doesn't. Perry is just in front of me. Oh, we got action right in front of your leader. They collect each other. Bivens gets into Ray. Ray gets into your leader. Woo, big time action. And no love lost there between the Heat Finder regulars as Jeff Grumpy Bivens throwing the block on Henry, the Bandit Kelleher. 4 laps to go. And Perry hasn't been able to take advantage of this too much. He's still half a track behind. It looks like the Bandit may be content to run behind. No, he's not. There was the Nerf bar. And he says, get out the way, Grumpy. I'm coming through. 2 to go for the Bandit. Henry Kelleher out of Wilmington, Delaware has led every lap of the Cherry Breaker 63. When he wins this one, he's going to get a SUPRS membership for 1 year. The white flag's out for the Bandit, driving the number 43. U-Dot Racing, the sponsor. And there's the checkered flag for Henry Kelleher. Runs down low, says, here it is. I'm going to park it in victory lane tonight at Madera Speedway. Fastest lap of the race set by the Bandit, an 11.987. Jeff Bivens credited with leading 1 lap of the 63-lapper. How about that? Kyle Perry in for second. Jeff Bivens third. Danny Ray brings it home in fourth after a refreshing stop at the Madera Speedway concession stand. Well, let's see if we can talk to the young Bandit here at Madera Speedway. And what a run for him to bring home his first super modified victory. Now, he's won a heat race with Supers, but he has never won a feature event. We're going to bring him into the broadcast booth right now and see if we can get a quick word of your winner of the 2020 Cherry Breaker 63. This young driver out of Wilmington, Delaware. Your winner here tonight to kick off Super Summit Classic 125. Congratulations, Henry. You are a Super's first-time feature winner. You just done broke your cherry. How's it feel to put it in victory lane here at Madera? There he is. We'll give you voice rights. We'll let you talk now. You know, it's like we got to remember how to do this after a week. Congratulations, Henry.
Thanks, Bobby. It was a real tough work out there, but it feels great to finally get my first Supers win out on track. First off, I definitely want to thank all sponsors, Breeze Graphics, Icing on Top, First to Finish Servers, everybody at supers.net, modsquad.info, and heatfinder.net, everybody over there. Thank you all for your support.
Well, Bandit, this was some lap traffic there at the end. You had a little bit of fun with your Heat Finder compatriot there, Grumpy. You let him know that he was holding you up, it looked like, using that front Nerf bar. You're not supposed to be able to do that in Super Modifieds, but you didn't have no problem using the chrome horn tonight, did you?
No, not at all. Me and Grumpy, we're great friends, so just give him a little notice that I'm there and just having fun overall.
Well, Bandit, you can go enjoy a nice tri-tip sandwich and an ice-cold Pepsi-Cola at the Madera concession stands. Apparently, Danny Ray and Grumpy have already partaken of that, the way it looked on the racetrack. Kyle Perry coming home in second to you here tonight. Congratulations. Great run for you. You have now earned a Supers membership for 1 year as the race winner. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Bobby.
The Bandit with a win here tonight. Kyle Perry in for second. Jeff Grumpy Bivens out of South Carolina, your third place finisher. And Danny Ray, fourth out of Goshen, Indiana. And that rounds out the first part of our broadcast here tonight, folks. The Super Modifieds are done for their portion of the night. It's time to go mighty modified racing with the Super Heat Modified Tour. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, the Modifieds will be on the track. You're enjoying live Super Modified and Modified racing here tonight on the Supers Broadcasting Network.